Hello, hello. Welcome back to another talking video. And well, I hope when you have the spare time, you can slow down and not move too fast. We got to make the time last. That's from the song Feelin' Groovy from Simon and Garfunkel. You could say that opening line of the song can apply to this video. Slow down, you're moving too fast. Because this video does have to talk about how we live our life and what kind of pace we are going at. And, well, when I think about the things that we do in our lives, well, there's a number of things. Like when we drive our car, or when we're unloading the groceries and putting them into our house, or when we're studying for a test, or studying the Bible. And, well, with all of those things, maybe some people like to go really fast and rush, and they may drive really fast, going over the speed limit in a risky way. And we may try to put all of our groceries away with just one hand and get it done in one trip. And, well, how many of us can say that when we are studying for a test, or, well, even with the Bible, that, you know, maybe some of us with a school subject or the Bible, we try to read everything as fast as possible and just skim the surface. You know, maybe some people out there can say that, but there really can be a danger to rushing. You know, when we drive our car too fast, it can lead to a speeding ticket. And, well, sometimes even worse things can happen when we're driving too fast. And, well, when we're unloading the groceries and we're trying to rush in really fast and put it away, hey, it could happen where you're just going too fast, and maybe at one point those bags with food and drinks will run into the lamp in the room, and the lamp will fall down and shatter, and now you've got another problem. And then when it comes to our work and the things that we study, if we try to rush those things, then we are less likely to really sink in what we are studying, opposed to if we take our time, with studying for a school subject, and we really take our time slowly with studying the Bible and reading over things again and again and again. If we take our time really with all of these things, then, yeah, things can be better, and we may not make a huge mess out of things, and we can sink in the knowledge that we're trying to study. And, yeah, things can be better if sometimes we can just slow down a little bit. And, well, yes, I know that there are busy schedules for a number of us. And, yeah, I mean, if we plan carefully, then having a schedule can be a good thing. But when I think of the examples that I have shared so far, yeah, I know that we all have the choice of either rushing things or slowing down and, we can help ourselves. And, like I said, we're not really having any problem when we're driving our car, or we're not making some kind of mistake when we're unloading the groceries or unpacking luggage, and we're not just skimming the surface with the things that we're studying. But if we take our time, then better things can happen. And, well, I can certainly think of two different times in my life when I have been reminded to slow down and I was going too fast. I know for a driving example, well, here in North Ohio, there is a popular spot that a lot of people like to visit in the summer, and that is the East Harbor State Park. And that has the really big beach on it. I've been there just a few times in my life, and what I remember, this was in August of 2022. I had some free time, and, well, when I was driving my car west on 163, and after the Big Man gas station, I turned right at the stoplight. Eventually, I turned right into the long drive into East Harbor State Park, and I was rushing myself into the park. Now, I wasn't going like 50 or 60 miles an hour, but the speed limit sign says, oh, what, 20 or 25 miles per hour at the most. And I was going at about 35 to 40. And there just happened to be a cop sitting on the other side of the road. And yeah, I saw the cop car turn around and stopped. And, well, I kept my calm the whole time. And, when I was explaining to this cop that I had only been there once or twice, I mean, I was extremely fortunate that I did not get a speeding ticket and that I only got a warning. But I gotta say, that was a very rattling moment, or should I say, a very rattling 10 to 20 minutes when I was pulled over and I was waiting to see if I was going to get my first ever ticket or not. And yeah, I learned that day, especially with driving into East Harbor State Park, and really with any place that has a speed limit where it's only 20 or 25 miles per hour, that yes, I want to obey that speed limit and not test it. And I think that's a very good thing for all of us to remember when we're driving in the slower places and, oh, what, on the 35 mile per hour roads or 50 mile per hour roads or on the highway. If you see the speed limit at 70, then try not to push it up to 80 or 90. We don't want to lose control of our car, and we don't want to get a speeding ticket, and, you know, we don't want to go through any extra big problem. And I think if we just, slow down and try not to rush things, then it can certainly make things a little bit easier. And, well, the same thing can also apply to when we are unloading the groceries or unloading our luggage that we take with us, and as you can see from the title, never push the window. I learned this the hard way, and I am passing this on to you so you do not have to go through the really painful thing that I went through in 2017. And what happened in 2017 is that I had everything packed in my car, and well, this was at the time when I was going back to Cincinnati more. And oh, what? I had left Lakeside at 11 a.m. and I got back to Cincinnati at about 3 or 3:30, and I remember how I had a lot of vinyl records that I was putting back into the house, and some other things as well. And well, I was rushing myself, going in and out of the front door. And the other thing that I was doing is that with my hand on this front door, the bottom half was wood and there was a door handle, and then the upper half of the door was glass. And this was a day when I was rushing myself and I was pushing the door open on the glass. And oh, what? Maybe it was the fourth or fifth time when I was going out the front door and I was pushing on the glass. My hand went through the glass of the front door. And I don't know if you can see it, but here I have a scar from when that happened. And what I had to do immediately after that was go to the emergency room, and well, this took about an hour or two. And well, I was very lucky that they found no glass inside, and I have been able to maintain the use of my hand since then. But I remember when they were working on my hand on that day, and when they were putting the medical glue to patch things up on my hand, that was a very, very painful experience. That was one of the most painful experiences that I have ever gone through, and it happened because I was rushing myself, and also I was pushing on the window of a door. And I hope from this story that I have shared here, I hope you can remember it, that if you're going to open any door that you go through and any door that has glass on it, please do not ever push a door open on the glass, because your hand could go through the window like mine did, and then there could be a lot of pain. But if you use the door handle and try not to overrush yourself, just take a breather and not overrush things and just use the doorknob, then you can spare yourself a lot of pain and make things easier. And ever since that story, yeah, I have been doing just that. I've been using a door handle on every door I go through and never pushing on the glass. And I still think about that story kind of frequently. I think I'm reminded of it every time I see this scar, and it does remind me to not drive too fast and not unload the groceries or my luggage too fast. And, well, like I've also said, with a subject that we're studying in school or the Bible, I know that there are some subjects that may not be as fun, but it's just good to persevere through it and really study what we are given in school and to get those good grades. And, well, the same thing with the Bible. And, well, with the Bible, I know that there are a lot of books in it, and there are some passages that are easier to understand than others. And what I have found with my life is that I have started with some books that have maybe 5 or 6 chapters, and I'll just say with the book of Ephesians, I read it, but then I will read it again, and I will read it again, and not just once, but I'll read it again and again, and that way I can actually sink in what I am reading, and then I can read the other books as well. And yeah, I just think that is a useful thing to, start with certain books like that and read them over and over, and not just try to rush through it, but really try to sink in what is in the Bible. And over time, that has been very useful for me. And there will be another video that is related to the Bible at some point. But yeah, I just think that it's useful for us to take our time with what we are studying and try to sink everything in, and then we can actually remember the knowledge even more. And, well, a thought that is in my mind as well is that, maybe some of us like to get things done as fast as possible, so then we can have a huge amount of time to sit around and do nothing. And, well, yes, there definitely is a place for taking a breather and resting, but not overdoing that. There is still work to be done, and with whatever the work is, we want to give it our best effort. And there will always be some free time at some point. There will always be some free time at some point. And it's good to have, something done in a quality way if we take our time with it. If we're studying something or working on something, then it's good to put the time in and make it the best quality. And while I know that with unloading groceries and luggage, it may not always be fun, but there will still be fun time ahead, even if it takes, a half hour or more to unload everything. There will still be some fun time afterwards. And, well, for when we're driving our car somewhere, just remember that the destination will still be there, and it's important to get to our destination safely. Try not to rush things, but take our time and, really put in our best effort and make it, make it with quality, and just avoid the dangers of rushing. Yeah. Slow down, you're moving too fast. But just take your time. Take your time. And yeah, when we can, once a week, try to get some rest. And with everything else, just work hard and go at a pace where we're not rushing things. I just wanted to share all of that. It has definitely been on my mind for a while, this subject. And I hope with everything with what you're doing that you can get all the hard work done, and that you can be safe. And I hope you all out there can drive safely and, well, open every single door safely in order to avoid this. And I hope with everything that you're studying that you can sink in the knowledge and remember it. So, yeah, that is everything I've wanted to share today for this subject. I wish you the best with everything out there and what you're doing. And yeah, stay tuned for more talking videos coming real soon. Thank you.